So I'm going to show you how to solve everything through for a quadratic equation. There's 4 different ways. There's a quadratic formula is the first one, which is x equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So basically what you do is you would have an equation like this, and this would be your a, your b, and your c, and you take these and plug them into your variables in this equation. And then from there you pretty much just simplify with the numbers. And these are the steps you would go. You would simplify it, add it, and once you get to these parts right here, you square root this, and you get 120. Now once you square this, you get this general equation, and since you have a plus or minus right here, you have to break it into 2 equations, and you pretty much just put them together, 2 and 2 together, and you get x equals negative 63 and x equals 10, and you put it in a solution set, and your answer would look like this. The second part is completing the square, and the standard formula for this is b over 2 squared. And I'm going to be using the same equation right here, and you plug your b in, which you got from originally up here, and once you plug it in and you square it, you get 26.5, right? Squared, and then you square that, you get 702.25, and you just put those on both sides of the equal signs. Now you take this, and since this is squared right here, you bring it on both sides like that, and you just square it into this. And what you do on one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. And I got this number by adding these 2 together. So this goes right here, and then you square it, and you get x plus 26.5 plus or minus 36.5, and you bring this to the other side of the equal sign, so you get x alone. Now you have this standard equation, and you just break it into 2, and you get your x equals 10 and your x equals negative 63, and you put it in a solution set, and it would look like this. And the third way is to factor, and basically what you do, this is your goal right here, is you have to factor this number, and you have to add or subtract one of these to get this. And you would 10 times 63, if you subtract those, you get 53. And once you get that 10 and 63, you put it in parentheses like this, and to check your answer you multiply these 2, and that's how you check to get 53x. And once you get this, you break it into the 2 equations, x minus 10, x plus 63, and equal it to 0, and you get x equals 10 and x equals negative 63. The last way is graphing. Once again, the same equation, and these are all the steps you're going to have to plug into your calculator. You basically plug this into y equals, and you press your zoom fit, which is 0, and then you zoom in or out, it doesn't matter, whichever way, so you can fit the whole graph. And then you press second trace, and you see if it's a minimum or maximum. And this right here, this is the minimum point, so it's a minimum graph, so you'd select minimum. And then you press second calc again, hit 0, and you would find, the way you would have to move the blinking spider on this side of the line, so it would be left bound, right bound, and guess, and it will give you your negative 63. Same with this, as long as it's as on opposite sides of the x-axis. And as you see, for every single way, factoring, graphing, solved by completing the square and quadratic formula, you get the same answer, negative 63 and 10.
Okay? Okay. This is imaginary numbers. I squared equals square root of negative 1. So here's some examples of how you would use this. So for example, this problem right here, you distribute the sign, so it's in minus, so the 7 become negative, so would the 2, and you just combine like terms and make it so it's in complex number in standard form, so it'd be a plus bi, and these are your 2 answers. And also for this one, if there's no sign, you would FOIL, and you would combine like terms as well and make it into standard form too. Okay.
Now for a falling object, you'd be given an equation, right? And this would be like your standard form, and you plug it in your calculator right here. You plug it into your y, and then you would also be given another number, and it'll be either less than or greater than sign, and you plug that into your y2. and then you would graph it, and then you would have to fix it with your window and stuff because it might be like out of place. And then you press y equals again, and then you would take these 1 and 2 and combine them into y3, and then you would turn off, and then you would graph it, and then you turn off your y1 and your y2, do second trace, and go down to number 2 on your calculator, and then you would go left bound, right bound, and guess, and it will give your x and y and your vertex.
Okay, this is modeling with mathematics. So for this problem, we were given a bridge, and this bridge is represented by this equation: y equals negative 0.00211 x squared plus 1.06x. For this problem, you want to figure out where a ship can go without hitting the sides. So to figure this out, this is how you would set this up. You would put the original equation given, put it down, and you would figure out
Horizontal line equation.
You will figure out the horizontal line equation. So you have to put y greater than 52. Pause it. I don't know what the fuck say out. Once you find the y greater than 52, you plug that into your original equation. So the equation will be that and greater than 52. And you make that greater than 0, so you subtract 52 to both sides. After you get that, you would find your two x intercepts, and you will plug it into the calculator like this. You do all that on the calculator, and once you find left bound, right bound, all that stuff, all that good stuff. Then after you do that, you will get your 2 points, which is x equals 55.1 and x equals 447.27, and you would set your final answer would look like this.